You're listening to Your High Self Podcast, episode 20, Building Self-Trust Around Your Body. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. I'm so excited to have you here. My name is Shanae. I'm your host. If you're new, welcome. And if you're a returning listener, thank you. Thank you for investing in yourself and doing it with me today. So I've got a really great episode for you. It's kind of piggybacking off of the last couple episodes. We've been talking about how to transition to intuitive eating from tracking macros, how to reprogram your mindset around food. So today we're talking about how to build trust in your body again after you have been eating disorder for so long, or dieting, or you did a competition prep. So we're going to talk about 3 useful strategies for you. And the third strategy you'll learn, but I want to make an announcement here, is that I am holding a meditation circle. I had this epiphany. I meditate and ground with my clients before every call, and it's so soothing. It has been one of the ways in which I've healed my relationship to food and myself. And I was like, why the heck have I not done it with my community? So if you are committed to being your highest self and you want to build trust within your body, again, join me next week on Wednesday, this week on Wednesday, the 23rd at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You could go down to the show notes and get your ticket. It is going to be $20, and we're going to sit there and I'm going to guide you through a meditation. And then with the remaining time, we'll do a Q&A. So if you have any questions that you'd like answers to or be coached, we can do that right then and there. I don't know how many people are going to come, so I'm just going to leave it open-ended. But if it gets to be, up in the teens and 20s, then I will cut off ticket purchases. So go and get your ticket right now if this is something you've been wanting to do. I love meditating. You'll hear about it more later in this episode, why I love it. So I'm so excited to bring this meditation circle to you guys. And I thought it was just perfect timing with the holidays this month. We've got Thanksgiving just around the corner. So take the time and do this for yourself so that you can go into the holidays with a renewed take on food and your relationship with it. So without further ado, let's get into the episode. I thought it would be really, really helpful to first talk about why you don't trust your body. How does this happen? If you are listening to this, and if you're struggling with this, you most likely did a competition prep or you've just dieted your whole life. And so the reason why you don't trust your body is because you have never given it a chance. When we track our macros, when we go on a meal plan, when we do any sort of diet, we get dumber. I know that sounds crazy, but you do. You start to rely on your coach to tell you when to eat. You rely on your app to tell you how many grams you have left for dinner, if you can eat out or not. And so this unintentionally dumbs you down and you get out of touch with your body. You forget what it feels like to eat when you're hungry, not when it's just time to eat. You forget to eat to only 80% full because you feel you eat everything on your plate, whether you're full or not, because you don't know if this is all the food that you have. You have such a scarcity mindset around it. Either this is all the macros you have left for the day, or if you don't eat this now, then you're going to be starving until your next meal. So you're constantly surrounding yourself with thoughts of scarcity and not enough. And this is what builds that disconnection with yourself. So if you want to learn how to trust your body, if you want to learn to have a better relationship with food, you have to make a radical change. All of this happens because you've decided to diet. So that radical change is you have to commit to stop dieting. You have to commit to loving yourself unconditionally, no matter what you look like, and to stop using food as a means to control your body. We've been talking about this the last couple of weeks. I'm so passionate about this, you guys. This is how I healed myself. This is how my clients heal themselves. This is how we start to make a difference and a change in the world, because we're no longer so preoccupied about how we look. We're able to show up more fully. So this is going to take a radical change. It's about not being the leanest girl in the room anymore. It's about not letting your worthiness be dictated by how your body looks. So if you are dedicated to making this change, you also have to be dedicated to letting that false belief that a smaller you makes a more worthy you go. Okay? That's the first thing. You got to commit to it. So if you want to make this radical change, the first thing we have to do, that first step, is you have to practice not tracking. Okay, you have to just practice. So I'm assuming that you still are tracking your macros, or you're still on a meal plan, or you flirt back and forth and you haven't fully let go. And so today or tomorrow, depending on what time you're listening to this, declare a no counting day. Give yourself one opportunity to try this. And the reason why you probably haven't tried it up until now is you're scared you're going to fail. But listen to me, you cannot get better at something unless you try. And when you try new things, you most likely are going to fail, and that's okay. Okay? It's not going to be easy the first time around. It's not going to be smooth. It's not going to be beautiful. But as you continue to step away from tracking, as you continue to just practice and to try, you will start to trust your body again. You will start to be able to stop eating at 80%. You will be able to just have one bite if you want to taste something and put the rest away. You'll be able to not eat the whole freaking bag of popcorn. I promise you, you will. But you will only get there when you start trying. So declare today or tomorrow as a no counting day and commit to that promise to yourself. If you need help just structuring your food, download the 1-4-3 method guide. It's down in the show notes, or maybe you listen to the episode from last weekend. It's one plate with 4 components: protein, fiber, fat, and carb, 3 times a day with a snacktional. Okay? That's your meals, but you're not counting, you're not overanalyzing, you're just allowing yourself to eat. Step number 2, and learning to trust our bodies again, is, and just getting back in touch with that intuition, that gut feeling, is checking in with yourself. So get your phone out, and I want you to set 2 alarms. The first one is going to be around mid-morning, like 10 a.m. And then the second one is going to be like mid-afternoon, maybe like 2 or 3. And you're going to set these 2 alarms, and you can name them whatever you want. And you have 3 questions to ask yourself when this alarm goes off. Okay, ready? The first one is, I have to get my notes out. How do I feel right now? How do I feel? Am I feeling anxious? Am I feeling stressed? Am I feeling kind of bored? How do I feel? Question number 2. What's my hunger like right now? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being ravenous, how hungry am I? Am I like a 7? Like, am I fine? I could eat, I couldn't eat. Am I like a 4? Am I actually really, really hungry? And then question number 3, how does my body feel right now? What are my shoulders doing? Are they up by my ears? Am I hunched over? Am I slouching? Am I standing loud and proud? Does my back hurt? How does my body feel right now? So the reason why these 3 questions are so important is, and you guys, this takes like 15, 20 seconds. This doesn't have to take 5 minutes, is because you're finally getting an opportunity to connect with your body. So before you go and check your phone to see, oh, how many macros do I have left for lunch today because I'm going out to eat, so I pre-tracked my dinner. No, we're not doing that. Instead of doing that, you're literally asking yourself, how do I feel right now? What can I eat? What do I not want to eat? Am I even hungry? You need to learn to listen to your like intuitive hunger skills again. In order to learn how to listen to it, is you have to check in with yourself. You have to ask yourself how you're feeling. Generally, I want you around like an 8, where it's like you could eat, but you don't have to. When you start to learn to eat to 80% full, where you're not overstuffing your face at every single meal, your body is naturally going to find homeostasis, right? You're not like gaining the same 10 pounds over and over again, because you're just maintaining. In general, your weight is going to fluctuate like 2 to 5 pounds. And so if you are weighing yourself every day, girl, throw your scale away. Because your body weight is naturally going to fluctuate. You cannot maintain the same weight every single day unless you decide to be a robot or a lab rat. And if you want to be a lab rat, then you're not being your highest self. And so it's going to fluctuate. And so when you just if you can just get yourself to a place where you know how hungry you are, you know that you're at 80%, you can comfortably stop at 80% no matter what you're eating, whether it's the most unhealthiest option or the healthiest option, your body is naturally going to stabilize. You're going to feel okay. And you're going to trust yourself. You're going to trust yourself to eat one cookie and not the whole freaking tray. You're going to trust yourself to order the unhealthy thing at the restaurant because you want it, and to stop when you're 80% full. But all that comes with just practice. So I think I tell you guys this like every single week, but life is just about like practicing different skills that we want to learn over and over and over again. Okay. Now, the last step on building trust with your body again is meditation. Yes. Why do you need to meditate? So being able to not eat that whole cookie, like we talked about, that whole tray, being able to just have a couple bites of something and stop when you're 80% full, or like being able to stop yourself from eating that donut because you're bored and stressed out, comes through having a better sense of mindfulness and self-awareness. And the one tool that builds mindfulness and self-awareness is meditation. Okay. I used to think that meditating was about like clearing your head of thoughts and getting to a place where you're not thinking, which is like totally not true. Maybe like the Buddha does it like that, but not me. Meditation is the practice of, the way that I look at it, it's the practice of being still. It's sitting down for 5 minutes and allowing whatever thoughts that want to come up to come. I acknowledge them and I can let them float on by. It's the practice of being still with my thoughts. Because more likely than not, the reason why you binge, the reason why you overeat, the reason why you think that you need to have macros or a meal plan to stay in control is because there are certain things that you feel, and instead of allowing those feelings to come up and acknowledge them, you push them away, you shove them down, and you numb it with food. So meditation is going to help you learn how to sit with those uncomfortable thoughts that you don't really like very much. But a thought is just a thought. It cannot hurt you unless you make it mean something about you. And I say this all the time, you do not have to believe your thoughts. Tons of times I'm sitting there in meditation, I have like really negative thoughts come up, and I look at it and I'm like, okay, all right, Pam, I see you. Pam is like mean girl in my head. All right, girl, I see you. Let it go. Okay. When we can start to get into a habit of meditating every day, start with 3 minutes. Okay. Move it up to 5, bring that up to like 8, 10, 12. It doesn't have to be this like hour-long, crazy intense thing. It just needs to be a little bit. And I want you to look at meditation as a practice of self-care and self-love. It was so hard for me to develop a meditation practice because I thought it was something I had to do to be successful. And it's not. It is an act of self-love. When I sit in meditation, when I sit in stillness for 10 minutes a day, I am giving myself 10 minutes of uninterrupted me time. That is an act of self-love. I don't have to do it because it's going to give me something. I do it with no conditions. I do it simply because I want to take the time to be still with myself. Does that make sense? That helped me so much make meditation a practice. So if it's hard for you to meditate, if you have a really hard time staying consistent, ask yourself, what are you making the meditation to mean about you? Or like, what are the conditions that you've placed on it? Like, why are you forcing yourself to do it? And if you can take a look at what those conditions are, then it's so much easier to be like, okay, like that's not true. And use my thing and do it as an act of self-love, where like you're just spending 10 minutes to hang out with yourself. Just like you'd spend 10 minutes to hang out with your pets or your girlfriend or your partner, right? Same thing. So if you listened to the very beginning, I'm holding a meditation circle. Yay! This specific meditation is going to be about building trust within yourself and within your body. So if that is something that interests you, if you need more help with this, if you would love to just be guided in a really grounding meditation and then have a Q&A session afterwards, I use meditation with my clients daily. Every single time I get on a call with anyone, we always start off the meditation through the coaching call through grounding, through meditation. It is so nice. A couple of things that we'll be doing in this meditation is we will be kind of going back and identifying why you don't trust yourself, and I'll be guiding you through an activity so you can trust yourself again, so that you can go back in time and see why it is that you don't trust yourself, and we can kind of acknowledge that root. So yeah, if you want to join me this Wednesday, the 23rd. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong day. This is November. I was looking at October. Damn it. So November 20th at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is the right day. I was looking at October, guys. Sorry. It's November. This year has just flown by. So anyways, Wednesday, November 20th at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come hang out with me. Let's meditate. Let's chat for half an hour afterwards. Meet some other like-minded women who are committed to this journey of stepping into their highest self. And that's it for me. I hope you guys have an amazing week. I'll see you on Wednesday if you come to the circle. And we're going to be doing these every month. If you can't come live, so 6:30 p.m. PST doesn't work for you, but you still want to get the meditation, still sign up because I will be sending out a recording. And if you have a question you want me to address, you can always email me beforehand, and I can always answer it on live, and then you can watch the recording of it. So that's it. If you enjoy this episode, I would be so grateful if you shared it with a friend. You guys, we are at almost 3,000 downloads and unique listeners, and that just blows my mind because I've only been doing this for like 3 months, and I have had no paid advertising. I don't sponsor this episode or the show anywhere, so this show has grown organically through you guys, and I can't thank you enough for tagging your girlfriends, for sharing on your story. My dream and my mission and my purpose is to help you all step into your higher self. She's in there. You are already her, but I know that sometimes you forget. And so if we can grow this community, if we can get more women to start believing in themselves and to step into their highest selves, imagine the difference that we can make in this world. Because I truly believe that you are meant to be doing amazing things, whatever is on your heart. And yeah, I have so much more I want to say, but I'm going to end it here. I'll see you guys here next week, same time, same place. Have an amazing week. Don't forget to be your highest self.